Good morning, Rick.
Good morning. How are we?
I'm very well. How are you?
I'm excited about this one, even though I'm a bit of an old stick in the mud when it comes to emotions and things like this. But I'm learning. I'm like an old dog that is learning a new trick or two.
And that's okay. I think that everybody that's following this series, like, they're all coming along. Some of our followers have already they're not really familiar with chakra work. They're not familiar with energy work. This really is, scratching the surface, giving everyone a little bit of a taste of how this works and how it can affect your life. Again, I want to remind everybody, if you would like to have a bespoke experience with Rick, you can contact him. This is a series that he does privately for his private clients, and he can help you work through some of the challenges maybe you have with your meditations or with getting those chakras to move nicely. So, but we thank you all for following us along on this. It really is good stuff for everyone. So we're going to jump right into that heart chakra. That beautiful green. I always had a problem with the heart chakra being green, but it kind of makes sense because it is this development and fertility and nurturing of love. And you always want to think of love as red, but it does make sense when you kind of peel away the lotus leaves, if you will. The notes are D sharp for the upper heart, a natural D for the physical, for the center of the heart, and then a C sharp for the lower heart. So we do have 3 different notes for the heart chakra. So it is fairly important, multi-layered, if you will. Rick, tell us a little bit about the heart chakra from your experience with your energetic work.
Personally, I would say it's the one that I've had quite a bit of trouble with, because I tend to wear my heart on my sleeve. Part of what I'm experiencing at the moment is the realization that just because I've got something to say doesn't mean it always needs saying. So the heart chakra for me has been one of those where it's, if you're open and you're too open, like to criticism or people there that just take advantage of you, if they see you as a little bit weak or a little bit soft, it can cause you problems. Green is actually my favorite color, and I always look at green as being quite lucky, so when I'm around people, I'm drawn to green, and it's shown in my field is, what do we need to make the change? What is it that we need to put our heart into, where it's getting in touch with everywhere else and just going, have I lost my love, have I lost my drive, have I lost my way in life a little bit? And I like the heart because it draws you back to center, right? It's just sat in that, it's almost like the innocent, it's like the fool on the tarot journey for me, that we allegedly know nothing. We do, but sometimes we get lost in the drama of he said, she said, I got involved in an argument, I got involved in drama. Well, you then get distracted from what you're actually here for. People that come to me, I talk to them a lot, are going, what do you truly love? And they'll come out with the family, no, but the answer's got to be you, right? Before you make any progress. And I found this particular lesson very, very difficult, because on one of the training courses that I did with neuro-linguistic programming, I was fortunate enough to do the work with my wife. And it was a wall of death, as I would call it. When you're introduced and what are you here for and what's your experience? I found them terrible. But the question that was posed was, who do you love most? Right, and it goes round, and everybody's just got to give an answer. So it went round, and it got round to me, who was sat on the end. Who do you love most? And I went, that's easy, because she was sat across from me. And I found it very easy and very natural to say, even in front of a room full of strangers. Instructor looked at me and went, wrong. I went, what do you mean I'm wrong? And instantly, because my feelings had been hurt and I'd been challenged, I went into battle mode. And this is how I handle my heart chakra. You stab me, right? I'm not going to take that very well. So I'm up there, you know, my energy's up and I'm getting frustrated. How dare you challenging me? When the simple answer would have been to just not say anything. Wrap myself in a bit of armor. But the challenge came in. So I met it head on. We talked about earlier on off camera about structuring people's expectations. Well, straight away, I was back in that old mode again of structuring somebody's expectation. Don't keep challenging me with that, because I'm going to meet you head on. And the heart chakra just wants to be loved. And what the answer was that was brought in for me, that I had to have a little bit more consideration with my responses, was that the answer that the instructor was looking for is the person that you should love the most is you.
Yes.
Right? And again, we've talked a lot about fuel and direction and things like that. But I would say with me, it's one of my more neglected things. I throw my heart into everything and don't always take account into how I've invested myself, how that I've thrown myself into things, given myself away for free. And this is where you can get hurt, because, and I've said this to my wife quite a few times, when you go out and you give of yourself, don't always expect to get you from other people.
Yes.
It's a hard lesson to learn, because I might go out there and think I'm giving out love, I'm giving out guidance and things like that, but it's not always returned. And this is the reality. This is where sometimes we have to put the arm around the heart chakra and just go, bless you. Thanks for turning up. Thanks for giving it your true honesty. But I need to step in here as the warrior here a little bit and just protect you a little bit, because you've given yourself away too freely. You've got hurt and you're not learning. So you step in front and you protect that heart chakra. So a lot of the clients that come round to me, and we've spoken already about where you put yourself, they'll sit there like that.
Yes.
I instantly challenging them, and I go, I can get you to move energy without even touching you. And they'll say, well, what do you mean by that? Well, you're obviously protecting an area that you don't want me to get into. Well, it's just sat there comfortable, right? Okay. So are you telling me that everywhere that you go that you feel comfortable sat like this? Well, no. So how would you feel comfortable? Like that. And as soon as you do that, you open up that heart chakra. So if the heart chakra is the problem, we can then venture in there and go, right, who's hurt you? Who has, stunted your growth, if you like? Who has slowed your progress? And then we can do the work in the heart chakra.
Yeah.
Right? Because a lot of what I've come up against with people is that they're upset or angry or emotionally in a state of upheaval over something that they can't change and they can't influence. They're in that element of the play where the script's been written for them, and yet they still want to keep going in there. But that's not fair. That's not right. Well, you're right. It isn't. And life isn't always fair. But it's how you deal with that emotional upheaval. So again, it's really, really important that when we're doing the work in the heart chakra, that we start at the base and we get ourselves grounded.
Yeah. So I think it's very interesting about, loving yourself and, your whole experience with that individual is saying, well, who do you love most? And you were like, not me, So for the heart chakra, we're in the spa at the resort. So when you go to a spa, like what is happening? You're not giving to anyone else. Everyone is giving to you. You're having treatments. You're having something rubbed. You're having your toes painted. You're having your hair brushed. Like, all of these things are happening to you. Well, yes, I'm sorry. Triggered. I'm sorry. So we're having all of these amazing things done to us to uplift and make us feel better. So again, that green starts to make more sense. Now, you said something very interesting, and I wasn't planning on pulling up any tarot cards, but I'm going to I'm going to just bring this up, and I want to show you the Aleister Crowley Fool card. You can see here's the Rider-Waite Fool card in the middle, and the Aleister Crowley Fool card is right next to it. Note his heart chakra. There is an energy field, and this, of course, was these images were painted by the amazing Lady Frida Harris. There's a heart in the middle of the Fool, and the energy field extends all around him. So we said last week, for me, I find the solar plexus very stabilizing in the energy field. You find the heart chakra very stabilizing in the energy field, and I thought it was so curious that you mentioned the Fool in there. I wanted to bring that up and show you that. I know you're not you know the Crowley deck, but it's not one that you use on the reg. But very cool analogy that you made there. So, given that there's so many components to the heart, we have the 3 different notes: the upper, the lower, and the mid heart. How do you see this chakra manifest in your clients that you work with when it's not functioning very well? What do you see in them that comes outwardly, or how do you see that energetic field? Does it feel different? Does it look different to you?
It's a strange gift that I've been loaned, that I've said in previous videos that I actually sit with people just for a brief second where I assess and I imagine myself being actually in their aura. And the amount of times where I've sat there and I've not said anything, and all of a sudden somebody's just turned around and said, I feel like I want to cry. I feel really, really emotional. And I actively encourage them, because as far as I see my work, I'm a security guard. So I'm basically patrolling a perimeter of energy. And once you're with me, I am the prison officer, if you like, that keeps the perimeter safe. So whatever you need to do, it's perfectly fine with me. Now, some people will come and they will find me just easy to talk to because they're happy to rant. They just get that energy off their chest, get their emotions out there, and just see it as a safe place to just let go of that energy. Strange thing for me, as a bloke that doesn't consider myself that over emotional, that I see people that are huge personalities, that are huge physically, reduced to a pile of rubble without without going anywhere with it. And what always makes me smile is the first thing that people do, and this happens multiple times, so I've got evidence for this, is that they say sorry. Right? They've got a safe space. They've got somewhere where nobody's sat there in judgment of them whatsoever. They've got free reign to do, say, be whatever they want. They let it all go, and then they say sorry.
I'm sorry, I'm blubbering away here. Yeah. It's
so what I say to them is, right, I have manufactured this environment for you to be able to do that. But if you think that I'm going to carry all of that energy in my energy sphere when I'm finished working with you, no, I'm not that good. I'm good there to be the bodyguard, but I don't want to carry any of that energy. So it's working with the emotions with people, and you're kind of like providing a spark plug that you will give them that spark to go, right, this is what I need to do. So with some people, it's that bottled up emotion. It needs somewhere to go. So it's encouraging people. And we've spoken about off camera about issues where you send people what I would call pink blankets.
Yes. Pink pillows too.
Because everything generates an emotion, but sometimes we need somewhere to put it. So imagine a safe space for it to go out to. I'm angry, I'm frustrated. Well, you don't want to be angry and frustrated at people in your everyday life. So you need somewhere to put it. So the pink blanket idea is wrap them in love. So the other color that the heart chakra represents with me is pink, right? Because I like the vibrancy of the pink as well. So the pink blankets aspect of it is that we send them love, right? And as long as it moves it out of your system, and away from you, so you don't have to experience it. Ask your guides, your inspirers to come. And I think, and you might correct me on this one, that the process is called transmutation. That when we remove energy from like the negative, the stale, the darkness and things like that, we don't want to be just throwing it into the ground. Right. Because if you imagine once we've cleared it, we walk away from that area, may well be that somebody else will walk in there and go, oh,
and they step in it.
Spreading in treacle, and they'll take that on board. So I imagine that if I've generated the emotion, I ask my guides, my inspirers to come down, and I imagine it going in a big washing machine and it being laundered, and that it goes off to wherever it needs to go to, and it's taken away, reprocessed, and then handed back to whoever needs it, but it's refreshed and it's cleaned. So
sure. You know, and that thing about like say you're angry and you do want to transmute that energy, in reality there may be some soldier on the other side of the planet that needs that anger to fuel what his obligations are at that moment. You know, energy cannot be created or destroyed. Stressing that for everybody, but sometimes that energy needs to be loaned out to other individuals that are on a different path from you. So that's totally fine. I also wanted, you know, one of the things that I do with my heart chakra, and my wonderful friend Alicia Wicker sent me a crystal bundle, a whole mess of stuff for my birthday. We have a birthday right next to each other, and she sells crystals, aliciawicker.com. And this is an angel rose quartz. And I have been pressing this onto my heart chakra, and it's actually, you know, I don't use crystals for chakra work, but this actually has been very energizing, very, very energizing. So, you know, and it's pink.
And it's pure love.
In it.
It's pure love. So
yeah. So, so, you know, at this point of our journey, our chakra vacation at the Chakra Hotel that we're at, we really, you know, we've found our foundation in the lobby with that root chakra. We've gone to the restaurant to fuel up for that sacral chakra. We're feeding ourselves, getting creative. The solar plexus, for me, it's very stabilizing. We've built some self-esteem. We like ourselves a whole lot in that moment. And now we're at the heart chakra. For you, again, this is a stabilizing point, and it's also where we start to love ourselves. Only when we generate that amount of love and overflow it, we can extend it to others, and we can let that radiate out of us. To quote our friends, Paul again from the Fitness Hutch, where we put our attention, energy will grow. So if we put our attention on loving ourselves, that energy will draw people to us that love us as well, that have good intentions for us, that have the highest regard. And we can also keep pouring that out to others that need it. So we become this font of positivity and of reassurance for others. So, you know, we're halfway up the body. You know, we're a significant portion of the way. The best part about this vacation at the Chakra Hotel is that we get to take it with us. We can always go back to the hotel. So if you're following us along on these visualizations, you can visualize going to these different areas of the resort. You can visualize the different colors. Maybe when you go to that music room, it is bright yellow. There's beautiful yellow hangings in there. When you go to the spa, there's beautiful green, soft decorations in there, maybe lots of lush plants. So utilize all of these cues and these hints to start to be creative and craft this environment that's going to grow and support the energy in these chakras. It will help you overall with your energetic profile. So, Rick, we are wrapping up the heart chakra.
Oh, newsflash though.
Oh, okay.
Where is the card? We need the card.
I'm sorry. Thank you.
I can't wrap up without getting the card, because I'm sat here like a kid just waiting for Christmas.
choose kindness. This is our conscious choice to love ourselves, to love others. And I just want to point out that it's got the green hearts on it, which is so unusual and kismet. It's coincidence. What do you say all the time? You say there's not accidents, but
Noticing the synchronicities is
synchronicities. That's the way
my
to say
thing.
that.
I do not believe in coincidence. That is my. I just so. It fills my heart with gladness when you see things like that and you start to notice the synchronicities, because that can change the direction of your life. When you start to, again, put your energy towards something, you put more into it, you're going to get more of that. So choosing kindness, I'm not a religious person or anything like that, but sometimes we have to withdraw from the drama of what's thrown at us. Sometimes we need to protect the heart chakra, even though we're giving it everything that we can. Some things just don't just work out.
Yeah.
But it's, again, my key word all the way through this energetic journey is acceptance of what is.
Yes.
Right? So sometimes we have to be the one that steps in and be the bad guy and protect ourselves from further hurt. The thing about the Fool, and you will be able to tell me a lot better on this, the Fool for me is open to the experience, so that things are then allowed to come closer. So please, what you take from this is be that open-hearted person. The more open-hearted that you are, the more likely you are that you're going to experience a lot better sort of pathways in life than the people that are closed off. It's a short life, so put your heart into it. And for me, I'm looking forward to the next one, because out of all of the chakras, this is my favorite one, because this is the one that I do most.
Well, we will be back next week. We're going to say cheerio for now. See you then.
Take care. Bye.